Hey guys, welcome back to a Necromancy money making guide. If you did see my money making guide I released on the release day of Necromancy, talking about the different necrotic rune money making methods, that method still is quite profitable. You can make around 60 to 70 mil per hour doing it as of right now. But in this guide, I am going to be going over 4 other money making methods that you guys can do that can make you rich really fast using necromancy. I will have timestamps in the description for each method, so you guys can check that out to jump between methods. Anyway, let's get into the video. The first method is probably the best. It's making lesser necroplasm. It only requires level 5 necromancy and the necromancy quest to be completed. This method can be done on a free-to-play account, and you will essentially just be making the lesser necroplasm, which is used for ghostly essence for higher levels. So you can use the lesser necroplasm to make the regular ghostly essence, or you can do another ritual on it so you can make the greater ghostly essence. So essentially it's just used throughout training necromancy. So this is probably going to be a pretty profitable method for a while. As of right now, lesser necroplasm is trading for around 4 to 5k GP per lesser necroplasm, so you can make right around 60 mil per hour doing this method. So to start this method, you will want to go to the ritual site and do the lesser necroplasm ritual. As you can see, the input, it does cost 200 weak necroplasm, which you can buy from Loop at her shop. And it's quite cheap, about 3 GP per week necroplasm, so you're going to be making a ton of profit off of this. The glyphs that you're going to be using, they also just use the basic ghostly essence, so that is also something you won't be spending much money on. So to start, you will want to put your weak necroplasm in the ritual chest, and you'll essentially just be making the lesser necroplasm, which will go into the ritual output. Now make sure you have all of the glyphs set up correctly, and then you can just start the ritual. You can see that it is quite AFK, so that can be pretty helpful. If you do have the multiply glyph available, you could use that to get some more lesser necroplasm being output every time. So if you do have the level, I think it's level 30 necromancy for the level 1 multiply, level 60 for the level 2. So that might increase your GP per hour if you do want to use that. However, it will use some regular ghostly ink if you want the multiply 1. The method is quite simple. You're going to continue to do this ritual over and over. If you're not using the multiply glyph, then the cost is basically 0. You will be getting around 450k for each completed ritual. And then when you're done, just go sell the lesser necroplasm and you will have made a ton of money. The next method is collecting ashes. Ashes have skyrocketed in price since they are used to make the different ghostly ink. They are trading for just under 8k per ash right now, and the fastest way to get them is by killing the abyssal creatures in the abyss. So you will want a good combat level and access to AoE abilities. Personally, I was just using necromancy doing this, so I got some necromancy training. This method could be quite good, especially if you do have the different AoE abilities for necromancy. But otherwise, you could just use magic or melee or something like that. You will want to have the Abyss mini quest completed so you can enter the Abyss. And you can also do the method or collect ashes by just burning logs, but the Abyss creatures are much better. I estimate the GP per hour around 6 mil per hour. That's what it was when I was doing it, although I was using necromancy and I don't have some of the higher level AoE abilities like the Spectral Scythe ability, and I wasn't using Threads of Fate or anything like that. So 6 mil per hour is probably the base amount you can expect. You could get more depending on if you're using magic or if you have the necromancy AoE abilities that you want to use. So to start the method, just head over to the Mage of Zamorak and teleport into the Abyss. It might be crowded just because some other people might be training this, using this method to make money or either just to train necromancy, because it is an AFK training method. So you will get some pretty decent AFK necromancy XP if that's what you're using for the combat style. But just find a spot that isn't populated with anyone else, and just pop your aggression potion, and then you can start AoEing down the abyssal creatures. You can see that I'm not actually killing them that fast. It could be much faster if I had, my Noxious Scythe and using the Hurricane or Meteor Strike ability. I probably just get a ton of kills right there, and the GP per hour could even be doubled. My main AoE necromancy ability right now is the Blood Siphon, which isn't a great AoE ability. And I don't use the Death Skulls ability that often just because the adrenaline. So this method, it can be pretty good. If you do want to train necromancy and you're a lower level, you will be missing out on some GP per hour just because your kills per hour will be lower. But still, it's a way you can train necromancy in an AFK way and also make some pretty decent GP per hour. While testing this method, I just used 1 dose of my aggression potion, and I got just over 125 ashes, so this would equal out to about 6 mil per hour just in ashes alone. The XP per hour is pretty decent. I would say maybe just under 100k, but then again, if you do use the other necromancy abilities like the Spectral Scythe and the Threads of Fate incantation, then the XP and GP per hour might be a bit higher. Smelting bars is surprisingly really good GP per hour. You can even do smelting iron bars, which only requires level 19 smithing to have the chance at creating an additional bar. You also need the White Light Within quest to have the Superheat Form Curse, which makes the method faster. The Family Crest quest allows you to have the Smelting Gauntlets, which makes it AFK. And this method is extremely AFK. If you have those requirements, you'll be AFK for around 2 minutes at a time, which is really great. The GP per hour is around 12 mil. That is just by testing out iron ore. The Orichalcum or Orichalcum bars, they might be a bit better, but you will have to slow buy the ores just because a lot of people are buying them. And I did test out the prices, and it was, quite varied. The actual method, it is quite simple. You're just going to head to any smelter that you want. So I'm at the one in Burthorpe. Just deposit your ores. So I bought 100 iron ore, and we'll make 50 iron bars, since that's what the 100 iron ore equates to. And you will have that 10% chance to create an additional bar. As you can see in my gear, I have the Smelting Gauntlet, which allows me to deposit my bars straight into the metal bank, making it quite AFK. I also have the modified Blacksmith Helmet, which is giving me an extra 1% chance to smelt the bar, or an additional bar, which puts my additional bar chance at 11%. So there is some extra profit to be made there. And as you can see, it's just over a minute of AFK time, and you'll be making right around 12 mil per hour just by smelting iron ore. As mentioned, I did just try to see how much the Orichalcum bars and the ores were going for. The bars look like they're selling for around 40k. The buy and sell price isn't that much different, but you can see the ores, the buys and sells are drastically different. So if you did choose to make Orichalcum bars, the GP per hour could be much higher, potentially even maybe 30 mil per hour, but you would have to slow buy the Orichalcite ore and the Dracolith ore, and then probably slow sell the Orichalcum bars as well. The last method I have for you guys is killing corpse spiders. It is a pretty good moneymaker for free-to-play players, probably not one that members would look at doing. But you can make around 4 mil per hour doing it. The only requirement is the Blood Pact quest. Essentially, you're just going to be getting spider silk, and you could convert them to spider silk boots and then sell them on the Grand Exchange. Spider silk boots, they're used for necromancy, so the price of them have gone up quite a bit. And it is a training method, so you can train necromancy doing this method as well, although it is more of a lower level training method for sure. Corpse spiders are located in the Lumbridge Catacombs, just in the second room, and essentially you'll just want to drink an aggression potion once you get here and AFK the corpse spiders while picking up the spider silk. You can also pick up the bones too. They do sell for a higher price than normal, but I think right now it's only around 1K, so it's not, it won't make you a bunch of extra profit if you decide to do this. So after about 6 minutes of doing this, I did get some spider silk, and just checking to see how much it goes for. You can see it doesn't actually sell for a whole lot extra, just about 2.4K. Still not bad. If you do decide to actually make the spider silk boots, you will be making a bit of extra profit. It does sell for around 5.5K, so that's not too bad. But still, it is more of a free-to-play moneymaker where you're only going to make around 4 mil per hour. And so anyway, guys, that is it for this necromancy money-making guide. Of course, there are some moneymakers out there that I didn't mention. For example, if you are a higher level, you might be able to make the greater necroplasm, which does sell for a lot of money. I do find that just doing the lesser necroplasm, it is a bit easier. And the GP per hour, I think, is fairly similar. So I think it's still a pretty good idea just to do the lesser necroplasm. Also, the subjugation armor has gone up in price a ton. I haven't actually tested it, but I can just imagine that the armors are selling for well over 10 mil each. So doing some krill right now is probably the best GP per hour it has been in a very long time. So that too is another really great moneymaker if you're looking to take advantage of these spiked prices. And so anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found the video helpful, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.